Alright, hey guys, I'm back from Chicago into Houston. And now we're gonna go over some changes, and it's going to be system test 80 basically. So yeah, let's look over the panel. All of this was not done by Sharpie. I used SketchUp pen up on my Samsung phone, and then I printed this out. And then it's kinda good, but some of the button symbols and stuff, they're kinda misaligned. And by the way, this is a new acknowledging LED. So the trouble LED is gonna act differently. It's gonna be lit when there's an actual trouble. Hold on, I'll be. Alright, so let's go over the changes on the panel. We have this new key lock, so the controls are only gonna work when the thing is unlocked. So right now it's not working. See, none of these buttons, they work. And the panel acts kind of weird in battery backup, so like when there's like an actual alarm, in order for you to truly reset the system, you're gonna have to first press the walk test button, then press the reset button, which is kind of weird. There's some like looping going on when this thing goes into battery backup, because every time I fix a bug on this panel, another bug comes in. So right now that bug where I press the silence button and the alarm gets activated, it's not fixed, but whenever I add like some extra feature, it happens. So as you can see inside, the wiring kind of changed. Some wires are going towards only one place to accommodate for this lock, so like nothing's gonna work. And also I added this piezo board. I was gonna sell these. I have like these in bulk, but I couldn't sell these because they're so cheaply made. But that's going to be the new piezo of this panel. So like, where's the old piezo? I had it somewhere. The old piezo for this panel, I kept it somewhere else because it sounds actually like a smoke alarm. So yeah. Now let's go over the actual devices. Over here we have my Firelight B212L as usual. And beside it we have my fan shutdown relay. And then we have the system sensor MDL, and we have my battery backup up today. So let's test the battery backup. In order to acknowledge this, I'm gonna have to unlock the whole panel. There, that's acknowledged. The acknowledge button is on. It kind of got covered by some coloring mess. I did add a little bit of Sharpie on this. I'm gonna make an actual label cover in the future. But for now, this is how it's supposed to be. And then the troubles won't go away. See, no matter how much you reset the system, the trouble won't go away. It will only go away once the trouble is gone. So yeah. Now for the alarms. In my room we have my system sensor P2RL horn strobe. The horn is set to code 3 low volume electromechanical, and the strobe is set to 15 candela. And this is the only alarm that's going to be sounding on the system today. And I'm going to tell you why once I move on to the other device. And then on the same loop as the P2RL, we actually have a wire going out. And by the way, these legacy system sensor L series devices are about to be 10 years old, because like the legacy L series came out in 2017, and then the LED ones came out in 2023, late 2023. So in this closet, we used to have like a fire alarm spot over here, but now I moved on to the wall here. So we have my system sensor SW LED, and it's set to 15 candela. Yep, that's the new biggest change we actually have, but it doesn't look that big because it's in the closet. And by the way, only strobes are going to be placed in the closet. And then outside over here we have my Faraday RSGT bar. And then beside it we have my system sensor classic horn strobe. The horn is going to be muted because someone is actually sick, and they said that the sound of the classic is kind of disturbing them. So, but the strobe is fixed 1575 candela. So the strobe on this is going to be running. There is one system test where the horn was sounding, and it was a system sensor system. But anyways, let's start the test. 3, 2, and 1. fan is shut down. I'll keep that unlocked. This is supposed to be sounding, but I had to mute it because of that one reason. Alright, we're gonna silence everything. Right now it's unlocked, so there. And now we have 2-wire audible sounds. Let's take a look at some of the strobe action. See, that's in sync. There's this. Now we're gonna reset the system. And we're gonna go out and key activate the RCT bar. Oh, by the way, this key switch, I got it from Amazon, but I just wired it up. It was straightforward. So we're gonna be key activating this. What on earth? Is the key actually fitting in there? Okay, there. Alright. That's acknowledged. Look at more strobe action. So that's the classic. That's the P2RL. This is the SW LED. I'm gonna try get a LED L series horn strobe. It's been a while since I got a fire alarm. Like the last time I got fire alarm devices was back in November of 2025 and December of 2025. And that's crazy. And the last time I got wheel lock devices was in like 2024. That's like long ago. But let's unlock this panel and reset the system. Lock the panel back. And the fan is back on. Let's do that little bug test. Oh right, the panel is locked. I acknowledge that. We'll keep that unlocked for a second. Yep, that bug. Alright guys, that was system test 80. The major changes with the panel and the actual new spot. Bye guys.